Hey, I'm here with Rick Steele, the dealer principal of MotoMax, and a authorised dealer of Royal Enfield motorcycles here. But Rick, I'll ask you a couple of questions if I may.
Sure.
So, what is it they've done with Royal Enfield to keep the old world charm and bring it into the 21st century?
I think probably the most successful thing that Enfield do with their bikes is that they understand where they've come from. They know their past, they know their history, and they know what it is that's fun about riding motorbikes, and they're not trying to be technically a bike that competes on the Japanese level. That's not what they want. They just want fun, simple motorcycles, and that's what they've done. That's why we say there's so many people, you've got to ride them. It's the only way to experience what the bike is.
I've just ridden your Continental and Interceptor, and they're both very impressive bikes.
They are.
Very impressive, and the Interceptor's different to the sound is different to the Continental, and the different pipes, I believe, on there.
Yeah. So that's the slip-on system that we've put onto the Interceptor. We agonised actually over which bike to put it on, but really it's just to get that note out of them. The engines, of course, are exactly the same. So note-wise, depending on on the muffler that you choose to put on, they'll all sound the same.
Yeah, I noticed for the 650 going around the slow areas, I barely got out of fourth into fifth, and it was only when I got onto the freeway that I managed to open her up into top gear, and even up on the freeway when I wanted to go past someone, I just gave the throttle a tweak and it was just amazing. Off she went.
Torque. That's the impressive one about the bike. You look at all the numbers on the machine, specification-wise, the most impressive one for sure is the torque and where it creates the torque. It's making over 80% of its torque as low as 2,000 RPM.
So I've taken out the Royal Enfield Continental for a ride. This is a 650cc twin cylinder, dual cam I think it is. I'm not sure about that one, have to check on that. But definitely 650cc twin cylinder, based on the old school Continental, and mixed with new technology. So she's fuel injected, guys. And for a 650, it's got a lot of poke to it. Handles superbly, the finish is good. Gauges are easy to read. They're very responsive on the throttle too. Listen to that. That sounds absolutely superb. As you can see, I hope you can see the gauges are pretty easy to read. Beats always this place and take quite a test ride. Just for research and reference purposes. Now, if someone was just starting out on their career riding their motorcycle, their career and fun, These are a Lambs approved bike. They can start out on these.
Yeah, they squeeze underneath the Lambs requirement. So it's that power to weight ratio. And so that they're not about power on one of these things. The actual power figures of them, 47 horsepower. It's a reasonable number for a 650 twin, but it's certainly nothing extravagant. And it's all about the torque. So the requirement for Lambs talks about power to weight ratio, obviously. So
right,
it ticks those two boxes. It's underneath the 660 limit for Lambs and underneath that power to weight ratio that they've set for them. But for a learner rider, just confidence. That's what they inspire. It's really easy to ride, very predictable power, and that's what the learner's going to be attracted to. And then more experienced riders, ourselves, they're just simple and fun. Just really enjoyable, addictive, fun motorcycles to ride.
Well, fantastic. Taken out the Royal Enfield Interceptor. Again, it's a 650cc. It's based on the old 1950s design of the Royal Enfield Interceptor, which was so popular in California. Now this is mixed with new technology. You've got your disc brakes front and rear, electronic ignition, electronic gauges. It's all fuel injected. Now these bikes are Lambs approved, guys. So if you're thinking about getting something that's really cool for your first motorcycle, why not take a look at a Royal Enfield? Take it for a test ride. Again, I find it very responsive. It's good down the lower end and the upper end. When I was along the freeway there, she opened up absolutely beautifully. Handles nicely, even in the slow areas, it's very responsive. Yeah, there's never been any issues in getting parts for these bikes, has there?
Royal Enfield in Australia, no, they're very well set up. They're quite surprising actually. Royal Enfield, the scale of Royal Enfield on a global basis, particularly in India, of course, isn't the same, but they put a lot of emphasis on the Australian market. So we were the first market outside of India to receive the 650 twin.
Fantastic.
We're through social media now. We get so many comments from the US, particularly. When are they arriving in the US? We don't know, but they do put a lot of energy into our market, and they are very keen. It's obviously the distributor here in Australia is extremely well set up, so that support is there. But Royal Enfield believe in their product. The 650 twins are their first product now with a 3-year factory warranty on their bikes.
Fantastic. That's how much confidence. That's how confident Royal Enfield is in their motorcycles. They put a 3-year warranty on their brand new bikes. 3 years. Listen to that. Beautiful. Gear change is very smooth on these. Got a lot of torque in this 650cc engine. A lot of torque. If you have a new rider come in straight off the street, they want to learn how to ride a bike they haven't got set up, do you have anywhere you can point them in the right direction? Any recommendations, like schools, etc.?
We do something quite unique actually with our learners. A lot of people, of course, will go through the learner system and they'll find their own instructor and they'll be taught to ride on a bike that the instructor has provided to them. So typically a small motorcycle, something easy to ride and very manageable and cheap. What we do a little bit differently, and it's on my own experience, is that we encourage people to ride their own bike. So we have an instructor. If someone walks in our door and wants to buy an Interceptor or a Classic 500 or whatever it might be that they buy, we offer a package where we deliver their bike for them. So we'll load it up on one of our work utes and deliver it to their house. Our instructor comes to their door, teaches them to ride their bike.
Fantastic.
So the big advantage with that, of course, is they're learning to ride their bike, not someone else's. And when the day comes that they're on their own, nothing's new. It's all relative.
That's got to be a bonus. That's got to be a bonus.
I think so, yeah. That was just a personal experience for myself when I got my licence when I was a young The day they let me get my licence, I'd already knew how to ride a motorbike, and then I jumped on someone else's bike, and it was quite foreign to me, and I didn't like it. I went and rode my own bike. I brought my bike to my instructor and rode my machine because I was already familiar with it.
Fantastic. And so there you have it, guys. Old world charm with new world technology. It's an absolute pleasure to ride. It's very light to be throwing the bike around. Yeah, if you've had injury like me where you've injured your shoulders, it's an absolute charm to use. It's very easy to ride, very easy to use, very responsive, very nimble in the traffic. And they can get these new bikes on the road for under 10,000.
Right away, yeah, so 9,790 is your Interceptor right away price. That's including all of your 3-year factory warranty, 3-year roadside assistance program, your registration, stamp duty, that's everything right away.
Fantastic, thank you very much, Rick.
No problem.
So there you have it, guys. Great value for money motorcycle. If absolute pleasure and joy to ride. And come down, speak to Rick, speak to Pete, organise a test ride for these things. Keep riding, stay safe and have fun. Remember, please to subscribe and hit like.